so tired.
So tired. Tired of waiting. Where's my fucking graphics and like where's all
tired of waiting for you as well.
Oh, fucking cry me a goddamn river, Justin Timberlake.
I'd fuck him. Or let him fuck me.
Who wouldn't? Do I have the fucking video clips?
Do I still have topics from last night?
Probably. Anyways, welcome to the show, guys. A somber show. We had someone that we love die. That guy's me. I died. Dead. Died.
I'll make sure to send a card.
Wish me well.
Yeah, get well soon.
Okay, serious question on death. Number one, and I bet you I can answer this for you. What do you think happens when you die?
Nothing.
Okay, I knew you were going to say that. Let's say hypothetically that there's a heaven and hell.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think Doc Holliday is in heaven or hell? You got to assume hell, right?
Yes.
Jimi Hendrix, hell. Kurt Cobain, hell. John Lennon, hell.
There's not many people that are going to heaven. There's really
Who's
not.
really... They got to loosen the curriculum or you know what I mean? Like, you know how Stanford started letting white people in with like less SAT scores than the Asians? Heaven needs to do that because throughout history, 99% of the murders that have been done in the history of the world have all been in the pursuit of expanding religion. So I think heaven's like a bus terminal with one dude in it, and there's no buses.
You know, I now that we're thinking about this, I think most of the people in heaven, if there is one, are
nerds,
nuns.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Because you can't say priests or pastors or whatever, however that religion it goes, because 90% of those are fucking children. So they're immediately going to hell, right?
Yeah.
You never hear this about nuns.
Were you baptized?
Yes.
I was not. Yeah. Automatic bid to hell. First ballot.
Yeah. I made my first communion and that was it. I didn't get confirmed. I didn't do all that shit.
Here's the thing, though. I was born dead, so I think I'm already in hell, which explains the last hour of my life.
Purgatory. What are you drinking there?
Some Bush. Some bourbon.
Oh, is that the camo can?
Yeah, camos.
Oh,
yeah,
like I had this morning. All right.
For the 100, baby.
I just saw it. It looked brown, but I only saw like the top quarter of it. I'm like,
you look brown.
Loudmouth soup. Awesome.
I mean, so okay, so then if you go a little bit further, nowhere in the Bible does it say everyone in hell is just getting fucking butt fucked. Right?
No.
So let's take butt fucking off the table.
You're like slaves to Satan or something. He's got you doing shit and it's hot, I guess.
Yeah, but Satan seems like kind of a rad guy.
He could be.
maybe Satan's like fucking Tommy Lee in 1986.
I want to go to hell if Elizabeth Hurley from Bedazzled is Satan. Then I would love to go to hell.
Now, hell would be Elizabeth Hurley is the devil. She wants to fuck all the time, but she's always on her period, and her vagina is filled with fish teeth. You know,
something
not good.
Like that. Yeah.
So I think the devil's going to trick you. You know, I don't think the devil's. Yes,
that is when you butt fuck the devil.
Yeah, you gotta shout at the devil.
And if you hit it hard enough, maybe the fish teeth will come out.
Sure, or get some pliers. Get some devil pliers. I don't fucking know. Yeah. The more and more you kind of learn about religion and shit like that, you go, okay, little odd that it's going to be a bunch of fucking nerds hanging on a cloud when we can be down there. I hear hell's warm this time of year, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
Balmy.
No humidity.
Fuck. No. Just straight heat. It's a dry heat.
It's like dry Vegas. Heat. Yeah.
It's like Vegas in June.
Yeah, go ahead. Joe?
Yes. I have a question for
I
the
can't
guy
talk about
in the pink.
the last 30 minutes of my life. Okay.
No, that's been established.
Yeah.
I do have a question as to why you brought this up. Have you recently had some sort of religious experience? Have you had a come to Jesus moment? Have you
No, I think
Okay.
at my core, I'm a closet historian. But I have a lot of friends that are very religious. And then I go, it's kind of like when you meet somebody that only votes a certain way because that's how their parents voted and that's how their grandparents voted and stuff like that. You know, so there's no room for thought. It's just muscle memory at a certain point, you know? And I know a fucking lot of debaucherous people and they still go to church. Fine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess that's not you're not are you really looking for forgiveness because we've all fucking sinned enough to get ourselves in heaven?
Yep.
Are you there just for the religious experience, just to just feel better about all your sins?
Maybe it's a conscience cleanse, but it's not a soul cleanse, you know?
We should
start a cult. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, sorry.
We should mic ourselves up with really good mics to pick up another person's voice from like 3 feet away. And we should go into a church and confess completely fucked up things and see what we get on audio.
Oh, dude, can you imagine if we went into a confessional and actually told stories about our life?
Yeah.
I got one. I chipped my tooth on my friend's mom's vibrator.
All right. What's the next topic?
The next to the vibrator was a tube of Vagisil, which explains all the bumps I have in my mouth. No, so like history is the only accurate record of movement for religion. It just is. Yeah. Well, it's so okay. So there's the Bible written in what, Sanskrit or some shit?
Yeah, biggest fiction novel out there.
So me and you are best friends, right?
I mean, aren't you supposed to be best friends with your wife? I mean, isn't that what they always say? Oh, I married my best friend. I'm like, no, I didn't get married to Chris.
That's for social media.
Or not Tanya. Yeah. Chris is very well aware that her and I are not best friends. We are very, 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 very good friends.
Yeah. You can be good friends. Best friends, little nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you remember my speech at your wedding verbatim?
No.
And the answer would be no. And that was what, 10 years ago?
10 years ago.
10 years ago. The Bible was written like, what, 200 years after Jesus died?
Yeah, sure. I don't know.
So there's got to be some operator going on there, right?
Yeah.
Let's even say Jesus is a real person. Let's establish that as like the ground movement here.
But he's a zombie then.
I don't know what I did. I don't know what I said fucking yesterday to my kids before they got on the bus.
No.
You know what I mean? So the teachings are fucked up. Then you have the Bible. Then you get the King Edward Bible, where King Edward was like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this thing a little bit. And then that's the thing that was a vehicle for the mass expansion of Catholicism across the entire globe. Catholicism going into places with indigenous people and saying, if you are not a Catholic, we're going to kill you. So subserviently, they became Catholics. That's not the way. I'm fucking crushing it right now. That's not the way that a compassionate God would reflect well upon the people that are wielding the axe, right?
Sure.
So one would surmise that the mass expansion of Catholicism across the country to the heathens, all those people are in hell. Yeah. All those people are in hell. All the guys that carried the fucking thing, you know, the flag, and you got a trumpeter. All those guys are in hell too.
That was a flute you had just played.
Oh no, this is flute.
This is skin flute. So is this.
This is ass flute.
Trumpet's this one.
Do you think gay guys fuck from the top too? I think I'd like to if I was gay. Like fucking from behind. Great. I like a little kiss.
You mean like missionary?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Depends on how big the guy's balls are, I imagine.
Yeah.
Those guys in hell too. I mean, have you ever hung out with gay people? You have. Great time. There's no gays in heaven, apparently.
No.
Dude, I think hell is
the part. I think it's where it's at.
I'm not going to sell you on real estate.
Yeah.
But if I was a buyer, hell it is.
I have no chance of ever going to heaven. And I
you want to go have a good time?
Yeah.
You want to go have a good time? You go, hey, Chris, we're going to go do this. We're going to do that, whatever. What am I going to say? Oh, hell yeah. I'm not going to say, oh, heaven, yeah.
How long were you saving that up?
I just made it up right now.
Okay, I thought you were waiting to get that out.
No, I'm very proud of
That sounded like one of those ones you were just waiting to fucking say.
I would tell you if I was sandbagging. No, I just think, I don't know. I have a rule with my little business that I have. If somebody has a Bible quote in the footer of their email, I don't work with them.
It's a good what's that thing called? Like standard to have. I would do the same thing.
In my
what about pronouns?
I got one and she's great. She's great. She, her is great. But in my 20 plus years of working for myself, every person that's had a quote from the Bible in their footer of their email has been a fucking asshole.
I was gonna say that most of them are fucking self-absorbed, self-righteous cunts.
Yeah. So because you can be a complete asshole from Monday to Saturday, and then they feel that they're washing their soul on Sunday.
You said washing their soul
on Sunday.
Okay.
I don't feel that in the doctrine of what religion is or should be, I don't feel that that's the case. I think Jesus takes notes on Monday too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or who's the guy that judges you at the gates? Peter.
St. Peter.
He's like, church, check. We're going to go ahead and erase out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, hooker, Friday. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and erase that because church isn't a big fucking eraser.
No, 1 hour of going to church and kneeling and praying and singing those stupid ass songs is not going to erase 6 days of complete fuckery. It's just not.
Completely right. So,
but I think those people that fool themselves into thinking it's going to, there's a special place for those people.
So it's kind of a false sense of security, right?
If that's the reason you're going is to be forgiven for your
one would
sins.
imagine it's that.
But there are other people that just go to go.
Do you know why priests can't marry people anymore? Like the priests can't have a wife? Because back in the day, priests were like rock stars.
Yeah.
So they were slinging dick.
Because they were handpicked by Jesus.
Picked by God. It was their calling.
See, I thought God and Jesus are the same people, but apparently they're like father and son. Then there's a Holy Ghost, and I'm like, who's he? Like, is this what's
nothing's really written about the Holy Ghost?
No, but they mention it in all the songs and all the phrases you have to say at church.
I think it's because it has good onomatopoeia or whatever it is. It's got good. What's it called? Pentambic.
Iambic pentameter.
Pentameter. Yeah, sorry, dyslexic.
Never mind.
Like, and the Father and Son.
Yeah, isn't that what you do? Father, Son.
We need
something
this.
in the Holy Ghost, right?
Yeah, Elton John's there. He's like, we need a bum bum ba.
Yeah.
Bum bum bum. Good time. Nope. Neil Diamond. No.
Sit down, Neil. Sit the fuck down, Neil. It's not your turn.
Holy Ghost. Who's the Holy Ghost? He's all of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in everybody.
Now we're just fucking splitting hairs, guys. Yeah. No, what's weird is like when people talk to me, they think I hate religion. They think I hate it.
I do.
I love it because it's a massive history lesson on how pliable people are.
Yeah.
Like back confessional. So you have priests that have direct communication with a king. And the priest.
This is back in the day, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So priests had direct communication with the cardinal. Cardinal always had the ear of the king. Cardinal Richelieu, the reason that the Knights Templar were all fucked. That's why Friday the 13th is a bad luck day, because they were all, the mandate came down on a Friday the 13th. So priests collect information through confession, go report to the cardinal. The cardinal goes and reports to the king, and the king wields a mighty axe down on the people that confess to the fucking priest. Like it's basically what Snowden released.
Oh yeah.
Like it's basically that. The priests were the NSA of the Middle Ages.
Yeah. Just the priest in Wedding Crashers.
Yeah. He snitched.
Yeah, of course he did. They all do.
Yeah.
You're not telling me that they hear some fucked up shit in confessional and I don't give a fuck. They know who you are.
Of course they do.
They know who you are. So you're not telling me that the couple of priest buddies don't get together for a fucking game of cribbage and some fucking whiskey and some dick touching and don't tell each other what the fuck they heard?
Of course.
Come on.
It's a way to spy on the people before the internet.
Yeah.
That's priests.
Yeah.
Priests are basically Facebook and Google.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of people think, fuck it. I feel good. And that's great.
Did you have a priest marry you?
No.
We did.
We had God in it. But non-secular.
Wait, he was there?
Yeah. He was all of us.
My guy that did us, our officiant.
I know. I was there. You were freaking out.
He was like from a non-denominational church. You don't have to go to that pre-Cana? Where you have to go and tell them everything, like you've had sex.
That's Catholic.
Pre-marriage. Yeah. Like all that shit. I'm like, I'm not going through that. Chris is like, fuck if I am. So we went.
Hear a fucked up story?
Reached out to somebody, and I'm like, we had Krista's friend that she works with, Tim. He was on backup in case we didn't like this guy. He is an ordained minister from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he has the power. He's married numerous people that we know, weddings we've been at. He was on backup, ready to go, but we liked this guy, and it cost us $200 and a bottle of fucking Jack.
Done.
Yeah.
That's a priest I can get on with.
Yeah, he was cool.
I believe so. My dad was Catholic, my mom was not, and they had to go to the pre-Cana stuff, and it came down to the point where they're getting ready to set the date, and the priest was not going to marry my mom and my dad, and my grandma gave him the gypsy evil eye, which apparently is a thing. I'm not.
Was it in a little glass container?
No, like she did the thinner on him, and the dude died of a heart attack. So I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying I believe in all of it, but my grandma was a bad motherfucker. Believe it. Yeah. I don't know. I've been thinking about religion a lot lately. Not because I want to get into it, but I just think it's fascinating. And I have friends that go to church every Sunday, and that's great.
I do too, and I got family that goes, and hey, that's your prerogative, man.
If you get something from it, like who the fuck am I gonna like? I have a sauna. I like to go in the sauna.
Yeah,
whatever. But like, if you get something from it, great.
I got zero from it because even after my first communion, my grandmother would come down. She used to live right up behind us there, and she would come through the driveway and try to get me and my sister up, and we would pretend to be sleeping until we heard her tires leave the fucking driveway, and we'd wake up, and I would hear it from my mom. Why didn't you want to go to church? Why don't you want to go to church school? This, that, and the other thing. I'm like, I want nothing to do with it. It's boring as fuck. Like, I can't just go to church Sunday and pick up on everything. It's a huge, long fucking story. And I'm coming in the middle of it? I missed all this shit.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to catch up? I never cared for it.
And we talked about this a few times, but when Tanya and I started dating, she had a Bible in her bathroom. And I take historically long shits. So I would just peruse the Bible. And I think Noah in the Bible was like 600 years old. And my wife, who I think is a very intelligent person, I'd be like, did you know Noah was 680 years old or whatever it was? She goes, yeah, people lived a lot longer back then. I'm like,
no, they didn't.
No, they
Life
didn't.
expectancy was like 30 years back then.
Yeah. The numbers for that are a little skewed only because infant mortality was like at 80%.
Yeah.
So let's say the average lifespan then let's get the sick babies out and cholera and all the rattlesnake bites, Oregon Trail stuff. Maybe
dysentery.
Maybe it's 50, but there was no science, you know. You have cancer. We're gonna put leeches on your nuts.
Yeah,
cool. Thanks.
It's like the Million Ways to Die in the Wild West.
Yeah, yeah, such a good movie. But no, it's what I find completely hypocritical about religion or religious people is that they don't really look at the history of how religion got to where they are. And that to me is the biggest overstep of all time. Indians believe we were riding on a big turtle. Who says we're not? NASA? Fuck yourself. Like, look up the Habsburgs. The Habsburgs
in McCoy's?
No. Oh. Habsburgs were out of Germany, I believe, and they funded Catholicism and basically weaponized the church. And it was a land grab. That's all the Catholic religion is a massive land grab. They have the biggest holdings of land. Yeah, they have the biggest land holdings in the entire world is a Catholic church.
Why is that? How come they're allowed to get away with this?
God, dude.
Well, that's right. They play that card, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Then you get the fucking who's the guy? What's Abraham. John Travolta other than gay?
Santa Claus.
No, that's Tim Allen.
No, John Travolta, is he not in a Christmas commercial where he's Santa Claus? Isn't he in fucking that rock movie?
He is. Yeah. Yeah. I thought you meant the Santa Claus.
No, that's Tim
Allen. No, Scientologist.
Oh, yeah.
That guy wrote, like, the guy that invented Scientology.
L. Ron Hubbard
has written more than any other person has ever written anything ever, including like Stephen King.
I read one of his books once, a paperback book. It was like 800 fucking pages long. The book was this thick.
And they're trash.
I liked it. I read it twice, actually, at completely different times in my life. I was like, wait a second. Battlefield Earth, I think.
Galactica.
No.
Battlestar Galactica.
I never got into that.
Battlefield Earth. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. By L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah. So he has written more words than any other author of all time.
Even Jesus?
And he would joke with his friends, we should start a church. And then 10 years later, he starts a church and they go, hey, man, you fucking did it. And he goes, what are you talking about? I do believe that we get planets and stuff like that. Like he walked the walk. You know, sometimes like you lie so much that you believe the lie. That's L. Ron Hubbard.
Yeah.
But man, if you want to like study the like Catholicism, man, it is bloody. It's gross,
violent.
It spied on its people, and that's why Jesus is around.
He's not really though. Well, I mean, if
Christmas.
Noah, if Noah was
pagan
700
holiday.
years old, so Jesus is, he's probably still kicking.
It's kind of not a coincidence that December 25th is during an equinox. Winky face.
September?
December 25th is an equinox.
Oh, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Jesus died.
Mm-hmm.
When did they stick him on that cross? When he died? Is that when they put him in the hole?
I think he was on the cross for 7 days, maybe.
Well, was this like, was he lying in state? What was, or was he
No, they
alive?
dragged him through the streets.
And they nailed him to a cross.
They nailed him to a cross, and that's
and they
where
said they were going to put religion in him, right?
No,
what happened?
They were killing him for being a heretic.
What's that?
Somebody that goes against the Jewish religion. So Jesus was a Jew, which is weird.
Yeah.
And the Jews killed Jesus.
Because he was Jew.
They tried to sue him first, but it didn't hold up. The cross was built by Mornstein and Mornstein, carpenters at law.
Oh, fuck.
What's fucked up is Jesus was a carpenter.
Well,
Can you imagine? Have you ever built something and then a carpenter friend comes over and goes, "It's not square, dude."
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
Jesus is like, this isn't even square, man.
Yes. So they nail him to a cross to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
He dies on that cross, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
At that point, they put him into a hole and put a big stone over the top of it.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know how many days later?
3
days later.
Yeah.
That's the difference between like Good Friday and Easter, right?
Yeah. So I think.
Okay. Hang on. I'm getting to this.
Yep. Got it.
So he dies on the cross. His body starts to decompose. They throw him in this hole.
Mm-hmm. That's where the Shroud of Turin comes into play.
Okay. So 3 days later, he moves the big boulder and just walks out.
Yeah.
Okay. At that point, does he have the holes in his hands and feet still? Okay. And the second part of this question is,
well, he was seen driving an automatic because he couldn't operate a stick shift.
Because it hurt his holy feet.
His hand would go through the shifter.
God damn. They would slip and just go right around the knob.
I can't fucking get to reverse.
So if that's the case, why didn't they put more dead people in there so they didn't die? Like, say fucking Harold dies. Yeah. Throw him in there. 3 days later, he's going to come back out. Yeah. But why is it just one person got to do this?
Well, because he's God's son. You know, and everyone hates nepotism. I mean, let's be honest. Did you ever work for a boss's son?
Yes. You know? Yes. Twice.
It's the worst.
I've had one good experience, one bad.
I've had one real bad experience. Yeah. That guy sucked. Yeah. So he's
does it
this is an offshoot of a Bill Burr joke. I'm not going to quote the Bill Burr joke because I can't remember jokes. But let's say this dude's walking around going, "My dad is God," you know? And you're like, "Well, no, but God is this." They already had Judaism, right?
I don't know, dude. I know nothing about religion.
Around the Romans. I think the Romans killed, I don't know how it all works. But this guy's going, "That's not how my dad would do it." And they're like, "Well, fuck, really? Like, fuck you. Who asked you?"
So we're trying to build a human-sized cross. Can you just lay down here and spread your arms out? And we're just going to measure this quick. Two. 4 fucking spikes in your hands and feet.
He's like, "I'm going to say it right now. This is not square." Like, we get it. You're a carpenter.
This isn't how my dad would do it.
And how many guys from Jerusalem are called fucking David? Not one person ever is named David in Jerusalem. Luke. So they're in the Middle East. Everyone's called Luke and David, like it's goddamn Melrose Place.
Yeah.
Not believing that for a goddamn second.
I love how that it just always goes around like Jesus was why didn't he have a Middle Eastern accent, you know? Why is he straight up white? He's
my friend,
Yeah.
You buy it now, half off Jesus.
I think there was a lot of just drugs.
Yeah, there's a theory.
They like licked a lot of fucking frogs back in the day, because to make this shit up and to get all the people back then to believe it and then have it passed down through history and people still believe it. It's 2024 and people are still believing that fairy tale.
Yeah, and I think it's great to believe in something. Well, I'll stop there. I think it's great to believe in something.
Yeah.
Because the alternative is that
this is
you right now. This is all you get ever, right? Yeah. I think when you die, I think we're all energy. Do you ever you're in a room hanging out and then one person walks into the room and they just have bad energy?
Yeah.
It takes the conversation down. Everything sucks after that. I think people are magnetic, that's why friends become friends quickly. That's why you see a girl that you've never seen before and it's like, holy shit, I feel like I've known this person forever. It's just, there's some sort of cosmic historic reference between Adams and whatever it is, right?
Eves.
Adams and Eves.
Not Adams and Steves.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. Do you ever hear of Deepak Chopra?
No.
He's just a lot of his shit is fluff, right? Like if you balance your chakras, you're going to experience enlightenment, all that kind of shit, right? But I went and saw him speak at Art Park in 1999. And he was starting to infuse science with his beliefs, which was really crazy to me. And he goes, do you know that atoms don't die? So atoms are flying around us all the time. They're going in you, out of you, whatever.
Ooh.
So one person, so let's say that you so Tanya and I have been together for 16 years, married for 14. You spend that time with that person and atoms are going in between you guys, goes through her, comes into me, goes out, goes around the world, comes back. You're sharing a lot of this shit. So maybe over time, you kind of bond through the atoms that are running through you. That was kind of cool. And then he took it a step further. He goes, do you know that the same atoms that were flying through the air, going through the dinosaurs, are still there? Because atoms don't die. They don't diminish. They don't stop. And that was kind of cool to think about it. Like, it was just like, oh, holy fuck moment. Like, you right now have T-Rex atoms going through you when you're playing Wordle, taking a dump. That's great, right? It's fucking amazing. I like that.
Interesting.
Wasn't it weird?
You paid money for that?
A lot, but I got a hand job on a blanket, so it was worth it.
Yeah, you're definitely going to heaven.
Yeah. I mean, but the idea of being a good person. I'm a good person. I'm going to go to heaven. You're a good person to you. You're not a good person as the man-made doctrine of all the things. We've all stolen. We've all cheated. We've all coveted somebody else's wife. I mean,
yeah.
You've seen.
Well, what do you think the internet's for?
Yeah, no shit. We've all been gluttonous. We've done all the things.
Yeah.
There's not enough.
Is that
Hail
human
Marys
nature?
and rosaries and all this shit to get rid of that?
Our fathers.
Kind of yeah.
Hail Marys and our fathers. Say 7 of each and you'll be forgiven. Till next Sunday. You come and tell me fucking what you just did in the last 6 days, and then you just do more.
Well, here's the next step.
That's all I have to do to get out of this?
Yeah. Or let's say you are a mass murderer. And on your deathbed, this is the one thing that drives me crazy. On the deathbed, you repent for your sins. So you can be a complete fuckface for your whole life and then go, I repent. And then you're first in line.
Yeah, they move you right up to the front of that line. Yeah. Because Jesus forgives and he saves people.
Yeah, but Jesus seems kind of a fucking,
fraud.
Like a little bit of a dick, a little bit. I love when you see the Last Supper painting, and then the meme is, it looks like it it looks like Jesus said he wasn't going to pay for everybody, but he said he was going to pay for everybody.
Dinner's on me, guys.
Yeah, and then because Jesus was actually Jewish, he's like, I said, let's
I
come
yeah. Oh, I left my wallet at home, guys. You guys got this one?
So there's guys like this. And there's guys like this. What the fuck?
They all played credit card roulette, but he was the only one with a fucking canceled card.
Yeah. And Jesus is like this. What the fuck? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why I got on a religious kick, but I don't know.
I don't either. That's why I asked if you had a come to Jesus moment or something.
I'm just like.
Do you ever have those moments where you fuck up something bad?
Yeah.
And you just sit there by yourself for 5 minutes and just kind of look up and go, yo, homie, if you can get me out of this, I will never fucking do it again.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You do it again.
Do it again. Yeah. Yeah. I read some, I think it's a Fitzgerald quote.
F. Scott?
Yeah. I can't exit our full screen. There we go. F. Scott Fitzgerald quote. F.
Scott Key.
Well, why don't I say fuck Scott Fitzgerald? What did he do to you?
What movie was that in?
Ted.
Ted. Oh yeah, that's right.
This is favorite. The loneliest moment in someone's life is when they are watching their whole world fall apart and all they can do is stare blankly. I've literally been there.
It's like that meme with that like dog or whatever sitting on that bus that's on fire. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. You just stare out and you go, all right. Okay. What else are you going to do? Because if you look outside of your periphery, like, I think they call it tunnel vision. When I have panic. I have panic attacks a lot. Like a lot.
I take panic dumps.
When you have a panic attack, your world is this. Cursory vision, all this kind of shit, right? Panic attack is this. It comes into this hole.
Tunnel vision.
And all you can see is the hole. And there's no way, there's nowhere else to look. And then you got to like breathe through it. You got to tell yourself you're okay and all stuff. And the hole gets bigger and bigger. And then you go back to being normal. But when the shit is hitting the fucking fan, you just have tunnel vision. That's it.
Yeah, I've had that. I've been there before. It's just like, whoa, boy. How am I going to get out of this one?
Yep. That's it. I did, going back to religion, I always got jealous of, I had a friend, Frank. Remember Frank Barcelona?
Bartolotta?
Yeah, Bartolotta. Yeah.
Big old fucking meat hooks for hands.
I
just still don't know how his finger fit through a trigger guard on a gun.
I don't know either. Every day at lunch, he would pray. He'd do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just do it quietly. Just kind of put his head down, or
yeah. He wasn't preachy about it,
Yeah.
But I always be like, well, why are you doing that? Because I grew up in a non-religious household,
Yeah.
and it was kind of weird to me. But then it got me thinking a little bit. I'm like, wouldn't it be great to walk through life and think that somebody was actively looking out for you? I've always walked through life going, I have my friends, I have my family, and that's it. There's no higher power. There's no nothing.
Oh, shit.
So after a while going back and forth with the guy, what do you got? You okay?
My laptop about died.
Oh.
Still in?
Yeah, I got you. You got me?
Okay. Yeah.
Check. 1, 2. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm plugged in. All right. That's all. And I hit the power button on my
Oh.
laptop by accident, trying to hit escape.
You're crystal clear now. It's great.
Huh. Why?
After a while going back and forth with him, and he snapped a few times because I would ask questions probably more dickheadish than I needed to ask him,
Really?
I tend to do that.
Okay. All right. I just want to be clear.
I know my flaws. But after a while, I was like, I'm kind of jealous. That guy thinks every day that he wakes up, somebody goes, wake up, dude. Today's your day. Yeah. Like, do you know who's the big oil tycoon that got his ship broken up? The biggest oil guy in the world in the 1800s. Carnegie? No, that he was Steel.
No, he was Steel.
Not Morgan.
You're gonna remember the name as soon as you hear it.
God, it's gonna drive me crazy. What the fuck is his name?
1800s.
Yeah, oil.
Who? Come on, JR.
Puffin stuff. John.
Yeah.
Rockefeller.
Correct.
Nice, thank you. So Rockefeller is basically bankrupt, and he gets this meeting with Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt goes, come to New York City. He's in Cleveland. Let's meet. And Rockefeller's going to secure distribution for his refineries through Vanderbilt's railroads. He misses the train. That train is going over a track when 7 out of 10 train bridges would fail back in the day. Like, we're talking like
those things were not built to code.
Fucking gamble, right? The train falls off the tracks. Everyone on the train dies. Rockefeller's not on it.
This is one of those conspiracy theories. Same thing with same thing with what happened with the people that didn't get on the Titanic.
No, this actually happens.
The same people. Those people didn't get on the Titanic. Everybody on the Titanic died. They were alive. Vice versa. They were able to take over something. Same thing with this.
Sure.
Conspiracy
so
I'm not saying it didn't happen, but
Rockefeller has this moment in his life where he misses the train. The train that he misses falls off the tracks. Everyone dies on it. And he thinks, for the first time ever, because he was like really nervous, he was going to sign whatever deal Vanderbilt had for him. Now Rockefeller goes, that was God's way of telling me that I have purpose. And then Rockefeller became a shrewd negotiator.
Is that like when you have that moment of clarity? Like,
yeah,
you get on you're supposed to get on a bus or a plane or a train, and you miss it for whatever reason. Your cab shows up late. Your Uber guy gets a flat tire. That plane, bus, train crashes. Is that when you have that moment of clarity? Is that when that really hits?
Yeah, I think that for him specifically,
Yeah.
that's what made him the asshole and basically the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm handpicked by God. Because if I wasn't, I would have been on that fucking train, fallen over the bridge, I'd be dead, and we would never know the Rockefeller name.
Yeah.
After that, he would negotiate like God is fucking behind him. He became, and again, God's behind you. What could you do? You could partner with these refineries that are mom and pop guys. You could empower them. No, what did he do? He ran them all out of business and became the biggest cunt of all time. You know, God's act's pretty mighty, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I've been thinking about religion a lot lately. I think in another life, I would have been like a religious scholar. I'm like a part-time religious scholar. I just think it's so cool.
What
Because
would
it's the only accurate recorded history that we have.
what would have happened when they put Jesus in the cave and covered it up with that boulder if he wasn't shredded from being a carpenter back in the day? Because there was no fat people.
Great.
And wasn't able to push the boulder away. And he just
yeah. So
died twice.
If Jesus wasn't doing CrossFit.
Yeah. What the
fuck? I'll butcher the joke, but there's a guy, his name is Dan Dorr, and they had kind of like this open mic night thing at Comics Cafe one time. And I'd only see this guy do improv, and he was a great improv guy. And he starts going up and telling jokes. And the one joke that this is probably 26 years ago, I heard the joke, and I only heard it once. He goes, my mom loves snow globes. So I go to the snow globe store. Remember in Gallery Mall, they had that snow globe store?
It's like a giant Hallmark store.
Yeah. I go to this snow globe store, and I see a snow globe of the crucifixion. There's Jesus strewn up, abs for days. And if you shake it, there's snow. And I'm like, Jesus, get a sweater. For some fucking reason, I thought that was one of the most smartest jokes I've ever heard in my life. It got 0 laughs.
Because everybody knows it doesn't snow in the Middle East.
Right. But to me, it was so goddamn funny. I just appreciated the writing.
So you were probably like the only person that laughed at that
I did.
Which leads me to believe or to remember what I was just watching South Park at work the other night while I was watching some parts. And I forgot what the fucking episode was. Something went on in South Park and Tyler Perry, Medea showed up.
Okay.
And she's like, oh my Lord, or no, did all something like that, and Token laughed every time. Everybody sat there looking around and Token would laugh. And he's like, it got quiet and he looks around. He's like, oh, Jesus Christ. So it was that whole only black people think Tyler Perry is funny. It happened like 3 fucking times during the episode. It was so fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I sit in this, it's like a lunchroom, and they got like a 70-inch TV in there. I go in there from 3:30 to 4:30, watch 2 episodes of South Park, and people would come back. They come back in like 3:45 to 4 o'clock from their lunch break or whatever they're doing, their break. And they walk in and they just fucking stop and look at the TV for a couple minutes and just shake their fucking heads and walk out. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm a sucker for stupid ass comedy like that. And it's so fucking simple, but yeah, that one, it was just like fucking Tyler Perry was going off, or Medea or whoever. That's the same person, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Token just starts laughing. Then he stops and goes, oh shit.
Or how about when Token, he goes, Cartman wants to have a band. He goes, Token, go home, get a bass, come back. He's like, Cartman, just because I'm black Doesn't mean I know how to play the bass. Then he starts fucking shredding on the bass.
Yeah, he just gets
and he's like, God damn it.
Just try it. He's like, oh shit.
Dude.
The show's so well done.
It's the best. And they write it in 6 days.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Some of the episodes, I'm like, okay, guys, you rushed this one. Okay, you jumped the shark a little here.
Yeah.
But other ones are just always home runs. It is so funny how it all goes through. And then right at the end, all the kids is it all comes together. And there's like a moral story.
Oh, they full house it at the end.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I learned with and it's
the
always
music. Yeah.
You know what I learned? My favorite is Butters when he turns into a pimp.
Oh, that was the episode. That was just on.
Is it? Okay.
Because he kissed the girl behind the school.
Yeah.
She was charging $5.
Yeah. Hey, Wendy, bitch.
Yeah.
You want to make real money?
He went to the Pimps and Hoes convention.
Yeah. So good. It's the best. Yeah. Dave would always reference South Park, and I would never get the reference because he would record all the song. He would watch it in real time. I could have watched it at the time, but I had 2 small kids. It's tough. If I'm going to devote my time to things that, I can watch, I want to watch fucking Oak Island. Nice. And I like watching, apparently I like watching guys do work. I like watching gold mining and people searching for treasure. That's what I like to watch. And football. That's it. But then every once in a while, I'd catch an episode that I remember him referencing, and I'm like, God damn! You can't get better than those guys.
My buddy just put up a post the other day. I'm not sure which is the bigger con job, the Paul versus Tyson fight, or the fact I've been vested in the curse of Oak Island for 12 seasons.
How about this? Ryan gave me an article in 2006 or 2007 about Oak Island. And at the time, what the Lagina brothers bought was for sale for $4 million. And I was like, whatever I need to do, I'm going to try to buy this fucking thing.
How much semen and plasma can I sell?
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been obsessed with Oak Island.
Yep. I know. You made me watch it.
For probably 10 years before it was ever on TV and people knew about it. And those guys have been obsessed with Oak Island since the 1960s. They found a lot of things.
Not enough to justify 12 years of that TV show with finding literally nothing.
What's cool about that? I'll leave you with this, and we can start one more episode. You can do it. Shut up. You don't have
45. You got 45 minutes, dude. I need some sleep. That's why you see me yawning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am fucking exhausted. I had my contacts out, my clothes changed. I was about ready to go sit in my warm recliner.
How many beers have you had today?
I am on my 4th beer right now.
Okay. When you hit 6.
No, I'm gonna have one more. This one's half full. I got one more, and that's that.
You just have one more.
What am I watching? Oh, I'm watching Money Heist on Netflix. I'm invested, dude.
Never seen it.
It's sick.
Is it good?
Yes.
I need a show. I'm rewatching Seinfeld again.
I'm struggling. I got done. I watched Tires. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. 6 episodes, it's over. I watched another fucking show. It was like 4 episodes, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Have you seen Outlander?
No, I saw that was on
it's
Netflix.
Good.
Okay, I'll check that out. But I was just going through
so much fucking.
Like I said, I watched Archer, but there's one more season of Archer, and Netflix doesn't have season 14.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh fuck. But I came across this Money Heist and I read about it. And just in quick synopsis, a group of like 8 people go to this huge farmhouse. They get weapons training. This guy called the Professor comes up with this huge fucking heist at
There's always a guy called Professor.
Yeah, into Spain or whatever. I think it is over there somewhere. And they go into the mint on the day like when Spain's prime minister's daughter's there on a tour. And they go in and they lock the fucking place. They take everybody hostage and they don't steal the money that's in the vault.
Ooh.
In the mint, as one does, they make money there.
Oh.
They print all this fucking money. They plan on being there 12 days to print 2.4 billion euros.
Sick.
So all they're doing is
like
fucking printing money. Just printing money every fucking day. They have the hostages working there. They have an escape plan. The professor is playing the lead investigator girl. Like he does no idea what's going on, but he's the mastermind. And dude, he's one step ahead of these people every fucking time. Everything's played out. There's like 4 or 5 seasons. I'm like in season 2. I cannot get up. It's all I do at work. All I do.
There's nothing creepier than a guy in a TV show that's always one step ahead of the people.
Yeah.
You know, like the Danny Oceans.
Yeah. It was great because they would show some shit going down. And then there was one of the girls she kind of narrates the show at times. And then she's like, but this is why, they flash back to the house where they trained at, and the professors walk them through and say, hey, we're going to let a medical team in, but they are going to send a cop in with them. We have to find out who they are. Like find the guy, they tell them, take off all your metal, frisk you. They take off your glasses and shit. Well, they go over behind a door and drill a hole in the side of the guy's glasses, put a fucking microphone in it, seal it up, fucking sand it, paint it. So now while he's in the fucking van or the tent outside and they're talking about their strategy, he can hear them.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, it is actually very good. And I'm just started like season 2. And I'm like, I'm so pumped to watch more of it.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And then you're like, give me a break. Fucking 5 minutes. And I'm like, I had to sit down on my bed.
All I'm saying is
rub my earlobes. And I went, whoosah. Like
we
Martin
didn't have
Lawrence
to do it.
did in Bad Boys. Well, fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. Just fuck you. Because. And I reached over and I fucking plugged the light back in. And I said, I'm going to put my contacts in. Let's fucking go. Because I sat here.
What I said to you.
Spinning.
What I said to you.
I'm like, all right, he's asleep.
Was something happened.
Yeah.
You've been through a bunch. I've had 4 or 5.
Gallons.
No.
Bro, come on. I have the text. I'm going to read this text.
Okay.
Why is my wife texting me at 1:20?
Don't.
Nope. Okay. Hang on. Oh. I'm like 20 minutes. You're like, word. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? You're like, being a closeted gay? I'm not sure, man. I go, this is fucking stupid. I've had 3 damn beers since 7 p.m. I am definitely opposite right now, though.
And so I told you what happened to me.
Yeah. And I gave you, this is your grace.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Every once in a while, we got to call on a friend flag.
Yeah.
This is my one.
Right here you are.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know? Anyways, Oak Island. They found a cross on Oak Island. And they're getting into, I'm going to hit the dumb button, because I'm going to fuck this word up. The metallurgy did it. Thank you. Of the cross. And the cross.
It's unlike anything they've ever seen before. Tune in next week.
I get the fucking flash and the bangs. I hate that too. But they basically proved that the Vikings were in North America before.
Oh shit, they're in Minnesota.
Christopher Columbus. Do you know why the Vikings are called the Vikings?
Because they were 6 kings.
No.
Okay.
In Minnesota, in the 1920s or so, there's a farmer.
Leif Erikson.
No. There's a farmer.
Kings of Leon.
No. What the fuck is Kings of Leon?
I have no idea where I was going with that.
They're banned, but it made no sense.
They're trash.
This farmer is farming his land, and a big-ass tree fell over during a windstorm. This is why the Minnesota Vikings are called the Minnesota Vikings. Okay. A tree falls over, roots and all. It doesn't just break. It like full on brings the roots up. In the roots of the fucking tree is something called the rune stone.
Oh, those are in my game that I play, God of War game.
Sure. Yes, of course.
Like Viking shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Runes. RUNE.
Yes.
Runes. Yeah.
There's a rune stone in the roots of the tree. So the guy fucking starts calling people. He's like, hey, a tree fell over and there's a fucking stone with a bunch of shit in there. And it hasn't been disproven that he made it himself, but it was basically that there was a bunch of Vikings in Minnesota that died from sickness, and that was basically their burial. It was a burial stone for the Vikings that died there. Not everybody died, but some people died there. And that's why the Minnesota Vikings are called the Vikings.
Interesting.
Great name.
Yeah.
Probably the most apt name of any NFL team. Buffalo Bills. Good name. Not going to shit on it. Baltimore Ravens. Edgar Allan Poe. Died in a gutter. Wrote the Raven. Get it. Cleveland Browns. You shit a lot in Cleveland.
Keebler Elf. They have an elf on their field.
Who?
The Browns. You see that fucking stupid elf they have in the middle of their field?
No.
Ugh. Where have you been?
I do myself a favor and never watch Browns games.
Like
49ers, good.
The gold guys, yeah. What about
Seahawks? Good.
See, I was just going to go with Seahawks.
Okay.
You know,
Texans,
Cowboys.
Kind of like it, but the Cowboys were actually a gang that fought Wyatt Earp and died. So
yeah, I mean, it's I can't think of the name I want to use, the word I want to use, but I mean,
I think the gayest one is
Texans. They just kind of mailed it in.
The gayest name for NFL would be, I think a lot of gay guys would like the Packers. Not a shot at you. I'm just saying you're packing meat, you know, you're packing it.
Fudge.
But to me, if we're going to pick an animal that fights,
this was just I just saw it on Facebook. So there are 12 teams in the NFL named after animals, and they ranked them 1 through 12 from the toughest, and they had like who would beat who.
Oh, Buffalo's got to be the worst.
But there's no team, the Buffaloes.
Oh, okay.
Bro. And that's all the fucking mafia. What about the Buffalo Bill? It's team names.
Okay.
The last part. The Bears, the Panthers, the Seahawks, Dolphins, shit like that. Falcons. And the Dolphins would be
the last in line.
Dolphins were 12th. And in the comments, it was so funny because people are like, let that fucking Dolphin in on their home turf. Bet you they come out on top because they're the only aquatic animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a cool thing. But I mean, you could sit there. I mean, like the Patriots, you know, it plays a little.
I still like the old Patriots helmets.
That's something we should do next week.
Okay.
We'll get a list of the 32 teams and we'll go down and we'll list them as.
Okay, write it down. Write it. All right, we'll get out of here. We'll come right back.
32 teams, NFL.